Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. We have completed in the last two videos accounting for incomplete records, single entry, mixed single entry, pure single entry. Today we are going to start accounting for stocks. So here it is our topic today, accounting for stock or accounting for inventory valuation. This is our topic. Okay, students. Now you can see on the screen accounting for stock or inventories. There are certain points which you should keep in mind while doing accounting for stock or inventories. International Accounting Standard 2 defines inventories as assets held for resale in the ordinary course of business. In some countries, inventory is referred to as stock. In CIE, the old name for inventory was stock. Now they are using the International Accounting Standard word, which is inventory. Okay, means those goods which we buy for resale. They are assets and we buy them, but we don't use them, we resell them. Okay. So we are talking about actually the goods which are sold by trading business. Okay. Goods might be unsold at the end of the accounting period and so still be held in inventory at the end of the period. The purchase cost of these goods should not be included in the cost of goods sold period. Okay. Now, okay. Let me increase the size so you can see this properly. Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now, the most important thing is to know how much inventories are left with us at the end of an accounting period. We know through invoices, purchase invoices, we know how much goods we have bought during the year. Through debit notes and credit notes, we can know how much inventories are returned to the suppliers. But the thing is here, how much inventory is with us still unsold at the end of the accounting period when we should know that. Okay. Now, that cost of inventory is not going to be included in cost of goods sold or cost of sales, whatever the name you have given, while calculating, computing gross profit in income statement. Opening inventory plus net purchases less closing inventory. So we should know the amount of closing inventory every year. So this year's ending inventory will become definitely the opening inventory for the next year. Okay. Now, according to prudence concept, valuation of stock is calculated by taking the lower of cost and NRV, net realizable value for each item or group of items. Here we have to be very much careful. In accounting, there are so many concepts in accounting, and one of the concepts is prudence concept. And prudence concept is very much associated with the profits and losses. So, according to that concept, if there are two prices of any inventory, there are two prices of any inventory. One is cost price and the other is cost selling price. One is cost price, the price which we have paid to acquire those inventories. Selling price is the price at which we sell them, we resell them to our customers. So there are two prices. In this chapter, we will not call it selling price. We'll call it NRV, net realizable value. Are you getting my point? It's a technical term for selling price also. Cost price is the same, but selling price is called NRV. Suppose we have bought an inventory for $100 and we sell it for $200. So it means cost price is 100 and NRV is 200. So we'll keep the inventory at $100. But suppose we have bought goods for $100 and now due to some market situation or due to some damages or any other problems, Now, the selling price of these products, which we bought for $100, is only $80. Now, cost price is 100, selling price or NRV is 80. So you are going to keep your inventory on lower of cost or NRV. Now your inventory in your balance sheet will be reported as $80, not $100. Okay. When it was for $100 and you are selling it for $200, NRV was higher, cost price was lower, so you keep your inventory on cost price. Now this time your cost price is higher, your NRV is lower, so you are going to keep your inventory in balance sheet at NRV. This is called lower of cost or NRV. In American accounting system, they call it LCM, lower of cost or market value. Okay. Now, NRV is the selling price, less all cost to completion and less selling cost. Sometimes we have to spend some money on making the goods available for sale or making goods ready to sell. So that cost should be subtracted. How? I'm going to tell you. Now I'm going to solve a small question which you might find in your CIE exams. Paper 1. See, a firm has two categories of stock. The cost and NRV of each are as follows. Category A, there are two types of stock. Category A, the cost price which they have paid to their suppliers is $30 and the selling price is 28 NRV. Now this stock of $30,000 cannot be sold for 30,000 or above. You have to sell them at a selling price which is lower than the cost price. Means you have to sustain loss. So NRV is here is 28,000. Getting my point clear? So category A, the cost of category A for balance sheet would be kept at NRV, not the cost price. Okay. Now for B, the cost price is 25,000, NRV 30,000. It means the cost price of category B inventory is 25,000, but it is still capable. We are still in a position to sell them at higher cost, higher of the cost, or at a good selling price, 32,000. So the category B will be kept. Category B will be kept at cost price. So according to the concept of lower cost on NRV, category A is going to be kept at NRV and category B is going to be kept at cost. Okay, because whichever is lower. So 28 for A, 25 for B. So the value of closing stock in the balance sheet to be reported in the balance sheet is 53,000. Getting my point clear? This is the answer. Okay. Done. Okay. The other type of MCQs which you can, which you will find in your exams for a lower of cost NRV is that the normal selling price of the stock item is $30. Okay. The item originally cost for $20. Now here, the selling price, sorry, the cost price is $20. Okay. And NRV is $30 or the selling price is $30, but you will say, sir, why have you included this in the problem? When NRV is higher and cost is lower, we are going to keep it at cost price. Simple, why we are on this one, but here. But can only be sold at the normal selling price after modification cost of $16. Okay. Now, previously what we were doing, we were buying it at 20, we were selling at 30. Now we have bought it for 20. We have to spend $16 to make this good available for sale. So it means that NRV is how much? Is not 30 now. NRV is 30 minus 16. That would be $14. Now, NRV in this case, NRV is how much? 30 minus 16 is equal to. Now see, this is the cost price, $20. Getting my point clear? This is the cost price, $20. This is NRV 14. So according to LCM or lower of cost of NRV, we will keep this inventory at $14. Getting my point clear? So this is your answer. This is how we present. Are you getting my point clear? Okay. Now, okay. Now I think the prudence concept for lower of cost NRV has been clear. NRV is the selling price less cost to completion and selling cost. Cost means purchasing price or the cost which we have paid to supplier to acquire the goods. Okay. Now, second problem. After this, the second problem. The quantity of stock held at year end is established by means of physical count of items in an annual inventory. Okay. In an annual inventory. Okay, I'm at this point. Now, second point, the second problem in this inventory valuation. We have to take a physical count of inventory at the end of the year to know the total cost of inventories held with us and their NRV and their expected NRVs. Now, suppose if we fail to evaluate stock at incorrect or it's not done correctly. Incorrect valuation stock will affect the trading profit and loss account and the balance sheet. Are you getting my point clear? Okay. Suppose the valuation is incorrect. So it means our income statement will be affected and our balance sheet will be affected. How? See, if the closing stock of a period is overvalued. Okay, now closing stock is overvalued. Then this will increase the gross profit and net profit in the trading profit and loss account, means income statement, and the current asset in the balance sheet. Increase in closing stock means decrease in cost of sales. Decrease in cost of sales means increase in gross profit this year. Gross profit will increase, net profit will increase, and overvalued closing inventory will be reported in your balance sheet, okay, as in current assets. Now, what will happen next year after this? Suppose you made error this year of overvaluating your closing inventory. Now, see what will happen. In the subsequent period, the gross profit and net profit in the TPL will be understated by the same amount as it was overstated in the previous year. What will happen next year? Your ending inventory of this year is overvalued. Next year, the opening inventory will be overvalued. That overvalued opening inventory will increase your cost of sales next year, will decrease your gross profit next year, will decrease your net profit. Are you getting my point clear? So it's not going to affect this year, but next year also. Now, what problem we face in this type of question? See, Mr. Mulal could not carry out his stock. Okay, his stock taking at year end of 30th June 2010. Instead, it took place on July 5th, 2000. On that date, the stock in hand was valued at a cost of price of 163,000. One thing very important, during 5 days, if you cannot take stock on the last working day, June 30, 2010, and after 5 days, because of any reason, the owner could not take, he was ill or he was traveling or something. Okay. Now on July 5, when he's taking the stock value is $163. Are you getting my point clear? This is the value of stock. Now, following transactions occurred during the 5 days period. What happened? Now we have to move from 5th July to 30th June. During these 5 days, what happened? It should be reversed. Getting my point clear? To know what was the amount of inventory on 30th June. We know the amount of inventory of 5th July, but what happened on 30th June or 1st July? Okay. Now, during these 5 days, we have made sales totaled 4,000. Now, very simple. Whatever is going out of business is added back. Whatever is coming into the business is going to be subtracted. Sales means goods are going out, or goods are going out during these 5 days. So it should be add back. Are you getting me? But here we are not going to use selling price of the goods. We'll use the cost price of them. So what will happen? See what I'm going to write it over here. I'll take this amount. Yeah. Okay. Getting my point? No. Now, this sales is 4,000 and gross profit to sales ratio is 20%. Means margin is 20%. It means your cost is 80%. So 4,000 multiply by 80%. Multiply by 80%. 3,200 was the cost price of this sale. So that cost price of the sale is going to be added to the inventory 3,200. Whatever is going out is going to be reversed. Is going to be added back. Okay. Now sales return. Sales return means goods are coming back. Goods are coming in. When they are coming in, it should be deducted. Again, sales return is we will take 80% of sales and sales returns. Okay, 500 multiplied by 80%. Answer is 400. So what we have to do, we will deduct 400 over here from the inventory. Okay. Now, what we have purchased, it's coming in. We are going to decrease 3,000. Getting my point. So what will happen to 163,000? Okay, plus 3,200. Minus 400 minus 3,200. 162,600. A option is the answer. Getting my point clear? This is how we have to do it. Okay. So what is coming in? It should going to be added, subtracted, and what is going out is going to be added. But remember, purchases are always taken on their cost, and selling price will also be taken on their cost. Don't take the selling price over here, otherwise you will make a big mistake. Okay, while computing the. So that's all for today. Inshallah, I'll continue this topic in my next video tomorrow. Inshallah. So take good care of yourself. Subscribe my channel. If you want me to solve something special for you, just leave a comment. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.